So the last time you guys were with me, my husband and I were doing some genetic DNA tests. The purpose of these tests are to basically trace back our genetic DNA and like group us with um, common ancestors. I used two tests on myself, and my husband only had one. He used the MyHeritage test, and I used the MyHeritage and the 23andMe. I sent those tests out shortly after we took them. I have to wait about a month to get the results back. But in the meantime, I want to encourage, like I did before, I want to encourage you guys to also go ahead and try to take one of these tests. In the link below, I actually have a special promo for my friends and family to go ahead and do a test with a 10% coupon. You don't have to pay full price like I did. You have a 10% discount. Go ahead and see what you find. To update you guys on what I've been doing this past week, I have a regular 9-to-5 job that I do all the time. And I take care of my kids. And on top of that, I've also been like exploring different avenues career-wise. I recently did a podcast called The Savvy Black Birther. The host of that podcast, her name is Sakina Ballard. She's a certified nurse midwife. One of my passions is childbirth and like women's reproductive rights. So we actually just did a podcast on self-advocacy. If you don't already know, Black women are dying from childbirth at a sad rate. It's ridiculous that in this day and age that women are even still dying from childbirth, but Black women are more likely to die from childbirth simply because their healthcare providers aren't listening to them. So go check that out. I'm gonna leave a link for that podcast below as well. It was a pleasure doing this podcast. Nicole Jean Baptiste, who's a doula, was also she was a guest host as well. Not a guest host, but a guest like myself. So I enjoyed doing that. Just wanted to share that with you guys also. And on top of that, my whole journey to discovering who I am requires me to basically relearn the languages that I acquired as a child. One of those languages is Dutch. So I've also been doing some Dutch lessons. I signed up for a company called Preply. I don't know if I'm saying it. Preply.com. I also left a link below for you guys to go ahead and check it out. They're also offering discounts for family and friends who also decide to sign up. You could learn not just Dutch. There's so many different things that you could learn and get tutoring on. They have like business marketing. They have English, Spanish, anything that you pretty much want to learn. They have a tutor available for you at a really affordable rate to teach you what it is that you want to learn. So to get into my video today, after all the self-promotion, I want to share with you guys the information I've acquired through my family. Just simply through my digging around, I found some information. Well, I wouldn't say I found it. Actually, one of my cousins found it. So it seems like myself and a cousin on my dad's side is also basically trying to put together our family history. He managed to get a lot of information. He has photos, he has everything. So it started out with me trying to do the MyHeritage DNA kit test. After doing the MyHeritage DNA kit test, I was given the opportunity to also go ahead and do some research, because once you buy the kit, they also allow you access into their database. And that's how I connected with my cousin, who was also on the website. He had basically put together my father's side of the family, their family tree. He had put it together. He has photos, he has documents, he has everything. So I want to actually share with you guys the story of my grandfather, Opa Hunker. Opa means grandfather in Dutch. Opa Hunker, I didn't know anything about him at the beginning of this journey in July, I literally only had his last name. That's all I knew. When I asked my dad about his grandfather, he said, I don't know anything about him except that his family came from India and that his last name was Hunkar. He owned a company, and that was he didn't know anything about him. So it was really exciting to see well, actually he had a photo of him. So we have a photo of him, but now actually to have information about where he came from. So being that my great-grandfather was from India, I'm actually going to be able to trace back that part of my tree, my family tree, a lot further back than I would obviously my African ancestry due to the African slave trade. So I just want to share with you guys his story, how he came to Suriname, and just like share with you guys what it is. So the family name is Hunkar, right? On February 14, 1874, the English ship Medea with Hindustani indentured laborers from Calcutta, India, arrived in Suriname. On board the ship were 60-year-old Hindu indentured servant Ramanad, excuse my pronunciation, I'm not really good with the Indian names, Ramanad Rapansad, with his 25-year-old wife, Sunjahari Kusil. Sorry, I'm just like butchering my great-grandparents' names, and their 2 sons. He was put to work at plantation Groot Chatelain on the Suriname River. In April, his wife, Sunjahari, and 7-year-old son died from a severe fever. Ramad Rapansad himself is also frail, dying a month later on May 10th, 1874. The youngest son of Ramad Rapansad was cared for as an orphan by the master of plantation Groot Chatelain. From May 12, 1880, he was cared for in the Livorno Asylum. On September 2nd, 1903, he married Adolfina Maria Oft and had a number of children. Years later, he officially files a name change request. This was approved by the colonial government on November 14, 1938, so that from then on, he went through his life as Vincentius Hunkar. His son, Michael Gerhard Lubertus Hunkar, who was born from the marriage with Adolfina Maria Oft, is the father of Aunt Matilda and Aunt Delia. A lot there, right? So just to break it down, so basically what happened was my great-great-grandfather came here with his father and mother. His sibling died because 2 sons came from Calcutta, India, and his brother passed away and his mother passed away, right? And then he went on to have children in Suriname, which includes my great-grandfather. So that is literally, I found out information about 3 generations of my family. And what would have made this journey a little bit harder is the fact that my great-grandfather actually changed his name. I don't know why he changed his name. I have quite a few questions about what exactly is going on here. And me learning Dutch is important for the simple fact that the official documents for my great-grandparents and everybody, like my ancestors who came to Suriname, is all in Dutch. So in order for me to really understand the documents and also understand exactly what was going on in that time, I really have to like kind of learn Dutch. I could just use Google Translate, but for me it's very important that I kind of just read the original documents with my own eyes and comprehend it and process it myself. I don't want other people doing it for me. So yeah, this was really a gift to me because I really knew nothing about my great-great-grandfather or my grandfather or any of them except for my grandfather's last name. So Hunkar which my Opa Hunkar, this is like his history of how he got here through his great grandfather, right? It just like he came here, you know, his father changed his name. So if I was to try to look up my ancestry in India using the name Hunkar, I wouldn't be able to find much because that's not the original name. The original last name is Rampersad, right? So now I could take this information and try to look into, like, you know, more about my lineage in India. I also have a copy of his my great-great-grandfather's contract to come to Suriname. So all these things, I'm gonna try to use them to piece together this mystery that is called my family. And yeah, I'm just encouraging you guys to also do the same if you can. Just dig, ask questions. It helps you really like appreciate your life. It helps you appreciate how you got here. It makes you understand that you being here, in order for you to be here, a lot of things have to go right. While some things went wrong, a lot of things went right to make you come here. So the reason why I'm here, my ancestors were able to cross to survive transatlantic slave trade. You know, in this case, it really didn't work out too well for my great grandfather, because when he came here, his wife and child died. Only one child survived the family. You know, so that was a miracle in itself, that one child out of the two children survived and was able to carry on the family name. But other than that, everyone passed away. You know, we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, but what's not really spoken too much about is just like how the trip from India to the West Indies was so rough on, you know, Indian indentured servants who came from India to Suriname, Barbados, all over the Caribbean. Actually, while I was in York College, it's so crazy that I actually took a cultural diversity course in like Indian studies. At the time, I didn't know I had any type of relationship with India at all. My father does not talk about his great grandfather too much, but yeah, this was my grandmother's father, and this is where he came from. I'm just so happy to know more about him. Guys, take advantage of the coupons that I have down below in my comment, not my comment section, but my descriptions. You know, just do something different. You know, while we're home in quarantine, some of us have to work, some of us have children, but those of you who don't, like, try to take advantage of that free time, because I surely wish I had more free time between my 9 to 5 and my children and homeschooling and trying to run this company. It's really hard to really find things that I like to do and do them and learn the things that I never got to learn. So yeah, just take this opportunity to learn, be free, and just do more self-discovery. It's gonna be in your benefit, the benefit of your child or children in the future, and every other generation that comes after you. All right, so yeah, keep in touch, guys, on Instagram, Facebook. Just keep in touch, see what I'm doing. I'm doing so much. I'm trying to do a lot. So yeah,